Hey sisters, before we dive into this week's episode, I want to remind you that there are three very clear phases to achieving optimal health, energy, weight release, and feeling flippin' amazing in your body in perimenopause. The first is calming the hormonal chaos. We cannot get to the root of any issue if your body's inflamed, if the habits that you're keeping mean you're not sleeping well, meaning you're bloated, meaning you're super moody and impatient. It's really difficult to get anywhere when that's the case. Of course, when we calm it, we head into phase two, which is where we really find the actual root of the issue. And sometimes we find the root and you think, I don't want to deal with this issue yet. And sometimes we find the root and think, okay, I guess I have to deal with this issue now. Neither are comfortable, but identifying it is a huge part of it. And then stage three is when we create a new strategy to support that change, the new habits, the new life that you want. It doesn't take that long. In the grand scheme of your life, you can feel amazing in 4 months even. You can see and feel a significant improvement in just 1 month. We can move through these phases really quickly when we work together closely, which is why I am opening up the spring enrollment intake for my 1 month private hormone rebalancing and weight loss program. Right now, you can apply in. It's a free application. It is by application only because I need to get to know you a little bit better. And then all you need to do is look for an email from me saying whether you've been accepted and a link in there to schedule a call. It's a free assessment where I take 30 minutes and we connect. I better understand what you're struggling with. I walk you through the program and we determine whether it's a fit for you. I don't take everyone. I work really closely with my clients, but they always get results when they follow the path. Don't take my word for it. You can check out the testimonials on my website, but most importantly, I really want to help you feel better. It wasn't that long ago that I was completely lost and in full hormonal chaos and couldn't even understand what was going on beneath the surface of my body. And now, a few years later, I feel like an entirely different person and have more energy and feel better in my body than I ever have before in my life. I want to make sure you hear this message because if it's resonating with you, if you listen to the podcast, if you follow me on social or you get my emails and the things that I've been saying have kind of niggled at you in your gut, don't wait. We're just a couple months away from summer, which can, for some of us, get busy again. Now is the time to focus on you for 1 month. And when you do, you will thank me, I promise. All right, grab your pen, grab your notes section. We're about to dive in to this week's episode.
What's up, sisters? Welcome to the Period Whisperer podcast. I'm Bria. I'm your host. If you're new, I'm so happy you are here. I'm your perimenopause and menopause sister, your holistic trainer, hormone specialist, translator of your female body. I'm a recovering people pleaser and hustle addict turned body whisperer and hormone decoder. And I am here to help you de-stress your body, decode what it is saying, become the CEO of it, and own your own health, energy, and weight loss again. This show is for you, the overwhelmed, overworked, underappreciated step woman who dreams of a body they feel strong, energetic, and sane in. The woman who knows that she shouldn't just wave the white aging flag and believes in a body and life of peace, love, and purpose. But you don't just know how to get there yet. So if you are stuck in your body, your energy, your life, you are in the right spot. Let's lean in and learn what our bodies are saying to us.
What's up, sisters? Welcome to this episode of the Period Whisperer podcast, where we talk about all the real symptoms of perimenopause and better understand what is actually happening in our body so we can calm the hormonal chaos, get to the root of the problem, and live our richest and most fulfilling lives. I know after so many years of struggling in my body, and then again, beginning to struggle again in perimenopause with how I felt, that it is really something that holds us back, that it keeps us from the excellence and the life and the peace that we really want. So today I wanted to share with you, and you know how I love to keep things as succinct as possible. Sometimes I get long-winded, I get it. Actually, I have to tell you a little story that kind of hit me hard. My family's visiting from out of town, which is amazing and has been so wonderful. And we went with both of our families, with my brother and his family, and me and the kids. We went to the aquarium, and at the aquarium, it was funny. There was actually a parrot there, which is interesting. But I was amazed at how we forever find unique and beautiful things. It's like human nature. And based on our opinion, right? Beauty's objective, and put them in a cage or a box or, in the proverbial box, right? On our screens and everything. And yes, we try to educate, and sometimes, of course, it's to help protect them. But, we put a real magnifying glass on what beauty is. And, at the end of the day, of course, there's a lot of value in protecting animals if they're going extinct and if they're injured and can't be released to the wild. But it was this really interesting moment I had where I realized how, like, the parallels of our zoos and our aquariums to, our social media and beauty and fashion, right? We really do just kind of capture things, stick them in a box, and tell people it is beautiful and to look at it. And it just reminded me a lot of some of the unrest we can go through in our minds when it comes to body image and how we're feeling. Now, body image isn't necessarily what we struggle with in perimenopause. I think at this age, we hopefully are starting to work through some of those things. And we're really starting to take a look at shifting the mind from, I just need to lose weight, to I just need to feel better. More often than not, I hear that when I ask you in the application process for my one-on-one private coaching, how much time you spend in a day thinking about your body or consumed by your body, the amount of hours is significant. If I could give you back those hours, what I'm able to accomplish in those hours, because I don't feel like junk in my body, or I'm not grinding away at night wishing I'd had more patience with my kids, or worrying about something that, I don't need to be worrying about. It really shifts more into how we're feeling. And I know that's where so many of you are, is how you're feeling in your body. So today I wanted to try to give you 6 simple steps for how I have hormone proofed, and I put that in air quotes, my body in perimenopause. Now, in perimenopause, we're always shifting in hormones, right? It's our reverse puberty. It's unavoidable. So we're not going to be flowing, as smoothly as we once were. But the goal here is to take these tsunami-like waves of hormones and support our body in a way that moves them to being like gentle waves. Remember that not all cultures in this world struggle with the challenges of perimenopause, which tells us it is a lifestyle thing that makes it worse. It's about 10% genetics, and the rest has to do with our lifestyle. So what I love about that is that it means it's within our control. So I wanted to share with you the 6 things that made all the difference for me, specifically around my mindset. Because if you've listened to this podcast, or you catch my emails, or you're in the posse, you have the structure, the nutrition guidelines, what's going to help you support your hormones. So much of it is our mindset. And again, that's why I offer the posse. That's why I offer one-on-one coaching, so that we can dig into that piece, because it's really hard to improve on that all alone. So let's get to it. I want to give you this. Here are the 6 things that helped me hormone proof my body. And by hormone proofing, I mean, I still obviously have moments, but as soon as I can tell very easily when my body is starting to get out of whack, and I'm able to shift myself back on the path to body freedom, right? To hormone freedom. All right, number one, I admitted to myself that trying was not a strategy for optimal health. And then I accepted that basic health needs were the required building blocks for feeling good, not a number on a scale, right? So we want to make sure that no matter what that number on the scale says, that we're avoiding trends out in the new wellness industry and we're really focusing on the fact of how we feel in our body. Get off your scale, think about how you feel, and pay attention to what foods are making you feel good, what movement makes you feel good versus robs your energy, what way of eating helps you sleep better. If we really pay attention to these things, the answers are like a roadmap inside of us. So remember that just trying stuff willy-nilly is not that strategy, that you need to have a clear strategy, like what we talk about in the P4 formula, to support your hormones and calm that chaos and create the foundation of success so that you can then get to the root of the issue in your body. And for some people, there might not be a major root, but usually there's a problem that has made us fall into these other negative habits. And that's the most important one to get to. Number two, you want to own that the messages, which are disguised as symptoms of discomfort, like lack of energy, weight gain, PMS, bloating, from your body, are actually within your control to change, and invest on learning your own body and what it is saying. When we don't prioritize ourselves and we just Google stuff, it's really difficult for us to actually realize what our body is saying to us. So you want to really look at these symptoms not as failures or frustrations, but as actual messages from your body that there is another issue going on. I know for me, and everyone has there's only so many of them, of the symptoms, but everyone has sort of a different major one. I know for me, bloating and inability to sleep, so having night sweats or some insomnia at night, that always tells me that my choices and my lifestyle in the day is not aligning with what my body really needs. And then I can quickly change that. Number three is I quickly learned that when I invest myself in myself, both in time and or money, I take it more seriously. And my energy started to change and follow through on the things, and I stopped jumping ship to different trendy health strategies that quote unquote might work better. And this is a really important one because we often struggle with investing in ourselves. And sometimes it's money, but a lot of the times it's time, and really just this bigger fear of failing. We think that it's just going to be another thing we're not going to follow through on. But when you know that you're struggling in perimenopause and you find someone who supports that specifically, or a program that supports that specifically, and they have the receipts for that, like they have the testimonials to go along to support that, they live that lifestyle, then the investment can be really valuable, because it means when you actually invest, the energy that goes along in with that, with the money or the time commitment, usually means you're going to follow through, because you don't want to waste more time or more money, because those are the things that, we really care a lot about right now. Okay, number four, good quality input means good quality output. This was a big one for me. And I think it goes without saying, so many of us recognize that about nutrition and about exercise and movement and even sleep. But so often we don't realize that about the content that's coming into our minds, like 75% of the day, right? We are constantly bombarded by different varying levels of content and information and news. And what comes in makes an impact. So whether it's what you're eating, whether it's how you choose to move your body, whether it's how you support yourself in your morning routine or your evening routine, and whether it's the shenanigans you fill yourself with on your social media, or whether it's the people you hang out with, What comes in is what becomes you. So making sure that you are leveling up that quality of input really makes that difference for you. All right, number 5. This was a big one. I accepted that the work I actually needed to do to change was not more meal prepping, not more nutrition plans, not more workout strategy, but for most women who are struggling in perimenopause, I've seen this time and again, this was my issue as well, quieting the chatter in my brain and dealing with the emotions I felt when I sat in the quiet moments of discomfort instead of numbing them with food or alcohol, activity, or shopping or social media. That's the work, right? We can all get really excited in the first week or two of a quote unquote diet or a workout program. We can get really excited. We have the endorphins, we have the adrenaline, but that inevitably goes away. And there has to be a deeper reason there and a deeper understanding. And when you calm that hormonal chaos and you get to the actual root of the issue, it comes up really clearly when you're in the calm pockets of your life. So next time, whether you do this on your own, whether you join us in the posse, whether you have a one-on-one hormone healing analysis with me, or you work full-time with me in live coaching, the process is always first to reduce the hormonal chaos, because that might feel like the work, but usually that's the easy part. The work comes up after, when we realize why you got there in the first place. So get ready for that work. Take it on, embrace it, and know that it is finite, that it will get better. And along with that, so will how you feel in your body. All right, and number 6. I show up for myself every day and recognize that since humans are imperfect, I will also be imperfect on my journey. This is an important one. We're not looking for perfect here. In fact, better done than perfect. Just doing your best, and the moment, you realize that you could have done better, you let it go and you go back. This is the same way we talk to our children, and we deserve to give that to ourselves as well. There are several big mistakes I see women in perimenopause make. And I was one of these. These were some of the ones that I used to make as well. Number 1 is spending money on health strategies when really it's mindset work that you need to do. Number 2 is trying to fit more into your full lives to get results without prioritizing the 4 key health pillars, right? Just trying to look for quick fixes or cram another workout program in when you don't have the foundations of health in there. Number 3 is not investing in yourself because you're scared of not being worth it or it not working. It will work if you work it. And then it will always be worth it, won't it? And of course, number 4, trying to secretly, this was my favorite. Trying to secretly be healthy and emerge some flawless butterfly of health instead of owning your journey and being the empowered, healthy woman you deserve to be. These are the reasons we stay stuck. And when you see them for what they are and are able to take the time to make the changes, are able to hit that, if you listen to the last couple episodes where we talked about that vulnerability piece, if you're able to humbly say, I need some help here, the people in your lives are going to support you. You're the one that needs to get on board to say, I'm worth it. I'm worth this change. I'm worth making that difference. So one more time for you in terms of the 6 tips. Admit to yourself that trying is not a strategy. Own that these messages from your body, the ones that make you feel uncomfortable, weight gain and lack of energy and inability to sleep at night and your bloating and your anxiety, are something you can actually change, and you should change, and you want to change them. Take ownership and control over that. Remember that when you invest in yourself, you will take it more seriously. Good quality in equals good quality out, and accept that the work is not going to be in a workout or a nutrition plan. It's going to be what comes up once you've calmed the hormonal chaos. Okay, sisters, that's what I have for you. We'll see you later this week on the next episode of the Period Whisperer podcast. Please, if you have some time, rate and review this podcast. It's how I'm able to get it out, get more information out to more women. And DM me if there's anything that you have specific questions on or that you want me to do a podcast episode on. And of course, remember to apply now. Don't wait. I only have 6 spots. In fact, I think at this point, I now only have 4 spots for this spring intake of the hormone rebalancing and weight loss program. Let's do this and feel better in 1 month.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Period Whisperer podcast. I want to encourage you to reach out to me directly and message me if there are topics or things you're struggling with so we can address those right where you are at. And of course, if you loved this episode, if you learned something, make sure to share it with your friends and please rate and review it wherever you get your podcasts.